ONSPOT of North America presents ONSPOT, the automatic tire change system. Every year, transportation managers, owner-operators, school bus drivers, and emergency response teams are confronted with a gauntlet of winter driving conditions, including sleet, freezing rain, snow, and black ice. Schedules are disrupted, emergencies go unanswered, accident rates and driver injuries soar. Conventional chain installation is an arduous task at best. Once completed, the driver must continually contend with broken crosslinks and the resulting damage and downtime. With the flip of a switch, the driver of an on-spot equipped vehicle stays on the road, on schedule, and safely on his way. For emergency vehicles, this means reduced response times and lives saved. And for precious cargo, timely pickups and a safe ride. Let's take a closer look at how the ONSPOT system works. The system is mounted to the vehicle's suspension. Whenever the driver may need the added traction or safety of chains, he simply activates the dashboard switch. Within seconds, the chain wheels come in contact with the vehicle's tires. Pressure between the chain wheel and the tire causes the chain wheel to rotate in sync with the tire in forward or reverse. And the centrifugal force sends the chains into action to bite into the snow and ice. When the vehicle is clear of hazardous conditions, the driver simply flips the switch again, and the chains are retracted to their resting position, ready for the next action. Since its inception in Sweden in 1977, to the establishment of its North American manufacturing facility in 1992, to today, ONSPOT's acceptance has resulted from its continued testing and product development for vehicles throughout the world. More importantly, ONSPOT's growth has been driven by tens of thousands of satisfied customers. In Sweden, Arla Dairy's insurance company conducted its own independent ONSPOT safety test by equipping half the fleet with ONSPOTs and half without. The result? The vehicles not equipped with ONSPOT had 6 winter-related accidents, while the ONSPOT-equipped group had only 1. The Hokkaido Technical College of Japan concluded that overall, ONSPOT was more effective than conventional snow chains. When compared to studded snow tires, the study showed that ONSPOT provided 9% better braking, 40% faster acceleration, and 70% more hauling force. While lab and field testing are important, the acceptance of any product lies with the customer. Historically, ONSPOT had established itself in the heavy truck market. However, we recently applied ONSPOT's proven technology to include light-duty vehicles as well. Let's hear from a few of our traditional users in a variety of applications.
The matter concerning the automatic chains by ONSPOT is proving to be a real worthwhile innovation. These chains come out so quickly and are so readily available that it keeps us on the road. We don't have to leave the road at all, and this makes our road safer. It keeps our production up. I seem to think that at this time that they're proving to be rather reliable and surprisingly durable, because they do seem to be a very handy ticket for us in this situation.
My route goes to Mammoth 3 days a week. It's about round trip of 275 miles. We use the ONSPOT chains whenever the weather and the road conditions indicate, and they're great. We love them.
This is Captain Dan Gomez with Donner Summit Fire Department. This station is located 7,000 feet on Donner Pass. Most of our incidents are accessed by the freeway, which we're traveling in and out of the snow line, where we might start out in the snow, head down to dry pavement or wet pavement, and then back into the snow. Kind of a hard time running conventional chains. On this unit, we're using the ONSPOT auto chainers, so that when we're in the snow, we can flip them on When we leave the snow, we can turn them off and be running conventional tires.
My name's Joan Delfino. I'm Director of Transportation for Pollock Pines School District in Northern California. We've been using OnSpot chains on our buses since 1983, and we've been very pleased with them. Our district goes from 3,000 feet elevation to about 5,500 feet elevation, and the drivers are able to apply their chains by a flick of the switch in the driver compartment without having to get out of the bus. This is a safety factor when you're hauling up to 97 kids at a time. And we do endorse the OnSpot sincerely and honestly.
While OnSpot may be perceived as a capital expenditure to be amortized over the life of the vehicle, many find the OnSpot system pays for itself during the first year via reduced labor cost, increased vehicle productivity, and reduced winter liability claims. And with OnSpot, the problem of broken crosslinks, chains wrapping around axles, and the associated body damage is simply eliminated. So whether you order OnSpot as an option on your new vehicles or retrofit your existing fleet, don't let another winter slip by. Get a grip with OnSpot. Call for the name of your local dealer today. For more specific information, fast forward this tape through the black screen to find how to measure your vehicle for OnSpots. Fast forward through the red screen to find how to install OnSpots. Fast forward through the green screen to find how to operate OnSpots. Fast forward through the yellow screen to find how to maintain OnSpots. This video segment will describe how to measure your vehicle for OnSpots. The measurements you will take will be recorded on the Vehicle Suspension Information Form. Simply stated, this form asks you to measure the relative distance from the U-bolt to the tire sidewall, the height from the ground to the saddle plate, and the bolt pattern of the U-bolts. These measurements will vary based on the size of the vehicle and its particular rear end configuration. The OnSpot factory will use these dimensions to determine which model OnSpot chain system and which mounting bracket kit will fit your particular vehicle. The tools required are a tape measure, a plumb bob, a Vehicle Suspension Information Form, VSI, and about 10 minutes of your time. The front page of the form asks for some basic information about the truck, its make, model, year, and application. The bottom section of the front page asks for some specific information about the rear suspension, axle make, capacity, single or tandem axle, axle speed, and tire size. The form also asks for information about air brake chamber and shock absorber placement if applicable. You should indicate if there are any obstructions that may be within 36 inches forward of or behind the rear axle that may prevent the OnSpot system from being installed. Obstructions can include fuel tanks, air tanks, exhaust pipes, and driveline retarders. Note the distance from the rear axle to the particular obstruction. You will record the rear suspension measurements on the back of the VSI form. It's important that the measurements be precise and correct within 1/8 of an inch. The C dimension, or sidewall distance, asks for the relative distance from the U-bolt centerline to the tire sidewall at the tire bulge. Hang the plumb bob from the centerline of the U-bolt closest to the tire and measure from the tire bulge to the plumb bob. The D dimension asks for the remaining thread below the U-bolt nuts in inches. This dimension will determine if the U-bolt nuts can be left in place or if they will be replaced by the bracket kit adapter nuts. The E dimension indicates the U-bolt nut height thickness. Include the thickness of the washer if there is one. The A dimension asks if the vehicle has a depth of round. Many trucks have a flat saddle plate. If so, the A dimension is 0. Other vehicles have a rounded saddle plate or may have ribs between the U-bolts. The A dimension is the difference between the bottom of the saddle plate and the U-bolt nut seat. BF is measured from the ground to the bottom of the saddle plate in front of the rear axle. BB is measured from the ground to the bottom of the saddle plate behind the rear axle. Next, the form asks for the air brake chamber information if the vehicle has air brakes. Measure the distance from the ground to the lowest point of the air brake chamber. Measure the distance from the tire sidewall to the center of the air brake chamber, as well as the distance from the front U-bolt to the air brake chamber. The U-bolt diameter, X, can be measured with a tape measure or caliper. However, we find it best to obtain the 3 common size U-bolt nuts and see which one threads onto the vehicle. 3/4 inch fine, 7/8 inch fine, or 1 inch fine are most common. Please take note that some vehicles can be equipped with metric U-bolts. The front to rear measurement, Y, is measured from the center line of the front U-bolt to the center line of the rear U-bolt. The side-to-side measurement, Z, is measured from the center line of the U-bolt closest to the tire to the center line of the U-bolt closest to the differential. We suggest that you measure both sides of the vehicle to ensure that your initial measurements are accurate and to ensure that there is nothing unusual about the vehicle. The measurements you supply are fed into the ONSPOT mounting bracket computer program. This program will not only identify the mounting bracket that will fit your vehicle, but will also identify all the mounting hardware required and print specific instructions on how to install the mounting bracket kit on a bracket mounting document. Once identified, the mounting brackets are cut out of high tensile steel by our plasma cutter. After the bracket shape is cut, the mounting holes are punched and the bracket may be bent to achieve the correct mounting angles. Bracket mounting hardware is gathered, which includes the adapter nuts to fit your particular U-bolts, distance spacers, and certified grade 8 cap screws. Lastly, the correct ONSPOT chain set is married to the bracket kit to complete the ONSPOT system designed to fit your particular vehicle. This video has outlined how to measure a vehicle with standard rear spring suspension and conventional U-bolts. Should your vehicle be equipped with air suspension, a suspension without U-bolts, or a suspension having inverted U-bolts, you should contact ONSPOT for specific directions on how to take measurements of these types of suspensions. Please call for assistance at 1-800-224-2467 or 1-800-766-7768. This video segment will outline how to install an ONSPOT automatic tire chain system. The ONSPOT system that was shipped to you was designed to fit the vehicle you have previously measured. If the installer did not do the initial measurements, we suggest that the installer recheck the measurements and compare them with the completed vehicle suspension information sheet. Remove all the material from the boxes for your familiarization. You should have a mounting bracket kit, 2 chain unit assemblies consisting of the air cylinder, swing arm, and cylinder bracket, 2 chain wheels, and an air kit consisting of air hose, air solenoid, air fittings, dashboard switch, and wire. You will also find installation instructions for mounting the chain units as well as the bracket mounting document. Before starting the installation, mark the tire center line and desired chain wheel contact height. Tire center line can be found by placing a ball bearing inside the wheel rim or by spraying enough water inside the wheel rim to produce a drip line. Mark the tire center line as well as a contact point 4 inches above the ground. Install the vehicle mounting brackets first by following the instructions of the bracket mounting document. Most ONSPOT systems are supplied with Phase 2 bracket kits, whereby adapter nuts are installed on the U-bolt legs. The mounting bracket is fastened to the adapter nuts with grade 8 cap screws. In some cases, distance spacers are used to achieve the correct bracket height. The bracket mounting document will give you specific spacer and cap screw placement for your particular vehicle, as well as the tire sidewall clearance and bracket angle. You should not torque the mounting bracket cap screws until you have mounted the chain unit assemblies and check the chain wheel contact. The chain unit mounting instruction sheet provides you information on mounting the chain unit assemblies, chain wheels, solenoid, and switch. The chain units are mounted on the vehicle mounting brackets with the grade 8 cap screws and grip nuts supplied. Again, do not torque the cap screws before checking the chain wheel contact. The chain wheels are mounted with the 20mm cap screws and grip nuts. The red chain wheel is installed on the driver's side. Make sure the chain wheel turns freely after mounting. Using shop air and a ball valve, lower the chain wheel until it contacts the tire. Ensure that both the swing arm and chain wheel do not come in contact with anything during their travel. Turn the chain wheel slightly to mark the contact point on the tire. The chain wheel should contact the tire at the tire center line and at the tire bulge. Centerline contact allows the chain system to provide traction in forward and reverse. The pitch of the chain wheel should be 0 degrees or horizontal with the ground when viewed from the side. Zero pitch allows the chain wheel to roll smoothly on the tire and not scrub the tire. The operating angle of the chain wheel should be 8 to 15 degrees. Proper operating angle aims the chain at the V formed between the leading edge of the tire and the road surface. Pitch and operating angle can be adjusted by adding or removing mounting bracket spacers or by moving the chain unit in the bracket slots. Contact height can be adjusted by repositioning the chain wheel spacers. It's important to mention that if the initial measurements were taken carefully, no adjustments should be necessary. Once you have installed the vehicle mounting brackets, chain unit assemblies, and chain wheels on both sides of the vehicle, and have found the contact to be within limits, all the cap screws should be torqued to specification. The air solenoid must be mounted vertically in a protected area. Choose a cross member that is close to the chain unit assemblies. The T connection is installed at the solenoid outlet. Run one air line to each of the chain units and connect them using the 90-degree fittings supplied. Leave enough slack in the air line for rear axle movement. Next, tap off an air tank with a pressure protection valve and run an air line to the top side of the solenoid. A pressure protection valve must be used to maintain minimum air tank pressure in the event an ONSPOT line leaks or breaks. If an auxiliary 12-volt air compressor kit is used, a pressure protection valve is not required. The dashboard switch wiring can be found in the chain unit mounting instructions. The switch should have power going to it when the ignition is on. A switch guard is provided to prevent accidental engagement. When running wire from the dash switch down to the frame-mounted solenoid, ensure that the wire is securely fastened to the frame to prevent chafing. Place the operating instruction dashboard sticker in plain sight of the driver. Once the installation is complete, engage the system in the shop and check the system for air leaks. Check the pressure of the chain wheel against the tire by pulling the chain wheel away from the tire with a fish scale. This should require a minimum of 20 pounds of effort. Test the system operation by running the vehicle in forward and reverse. The system should be engaged and disengaged while the vehicle is moving. The chain should pass between the tire and the road surface in both forward and reverse. Once the system has been thoroughly checked out, complete the warranty card and mail it to the ONSPOT factory. The chain unit serial number can be found on the air cylinder bracket. Familiarize the operator with the proper use of the ONSPOT system and be sure that the vehicle owner receives the operation and maintenance card. This video has outlined the installation of an ONSPOT automatic tire change system on an air brake equipped vehicle. Should you have any questions while installing ONSPOTs, please don't hesitate to call one of our two 800 numbers, 1-800-224-2467 or 1-800-766-7768. This video segment describes the proper operation of the ONSPOT automatic tire change system. The ONSPOT system allows the operator to engage and disengage tire chains at the flip of a dashboard switch without stopping to enhance traction and braking in forward or reverse. The system consists of four major components: the dashboard switch, the frame-mounted air electric solenoid, the ONSPOT chain unit assembly, and the vehicle mounting bracket. Whenever the driver needs the added traction or safety of chains, he simply activates the dashboard switch. Within seconds, the chain wheels come into contact with the vehicle's tires. The pressure between the chain wheel and the tire causes the chain wheel to rotate in sync with the tire in forward or reverse. And the centrifugal force sends the chains into action to bite into the snow and ice. When the vehicle is clear of the hazardous condition, the driver simply flips the switch again, and the chains are retracted to their resting position, ready for the next action. The ONSPOT system is designed to work best on ice, packed snow, and up to 6 inches of snow. ONSPOTs are very simple to operate, and the dashboard sticker, which is supplied with the system, tells the operator how to use the chain system. Always check your ONSPOTs to make sure that they are working before starting your trip, and remember the two key points when using the ONSPOT system. 1. Always engage and disengage the chains while the vehicle is moving. And 2. Always try to engage the chains before reaching the slippery condition. The system has shift-on-the-fly capabilities up to 25 miles per hour. That means the driver can be going as fast as 25 miles an hour and engage the system. Once the chains are deployed, the vehicle can be operated up to 35 miles per hour. The vehicle should not be operated in excess of 35 miles per hour with the chains deployed. The system can be disengaged at 35 miles per hour or below as long as the vehicle is still moving. If in the event the vehicle is stuck and your ONSPOTs are not engaged, we recommend the following procedure. 1. Spin the tires to 5 miles per hour. 2. Engage the ONSPOTs. And 3. Back off on the throttle, which will allow the chains to get underneath the tires and walk the vehicle out. Remember, too, that the ONSPOTs system can be used in reverse as well. Here again, you should engage the system before reaching the slippery condition. The ONSPOT system has gone through many years of field testing, and the system has shown to reduce stopping distance by as much as 10% compared to studded snow tires. So remember to use your ONSPOTs when braking on slippery surfaces. In the event you do lock the brakes up, the ONSPOTs are designed to stay between the tire and the road surface. However, when braking in slippery conditions, wheel lockup should be avoided. ONSPOT is extremely compatible with an ABS system that does not allow the back wheels to lock up. As a quick review, always engage and disengage your ONSPOTs while the vehicle is moving. The system can be engaged while traveling at speeds up to 25 miles per hour. Do not exceed 35 miles an hour when the chains are deployed. Always engage the system before reaching the difficult condition. The system can be used while traveling forward or in reverse, and to assist you in reducing stopping distance. Refer to the dashboard sticker for additional operation of the ONSPOT system to enhance the productivity and safety of your vehicle. This video segment describes how to maintain the ONSPOT automatic tire change system. While the ONSPOT system requires very little maintenance, it is important to follow the few steps outlined on the operation and maintenance card that is supplied with each ONSPOT system. All mounting cap screws and nuts should be retorqued at the first service following the initial installation of the system. Cap screw torque values can be found on the mounting instruction sheet supplied with each kit. The arm bearings should be lubricated each time the vehicle gets its regular PM service, or more frequently during heavy use periods. Check the arm bearings for wear by pulling down slightly on the arm and watching for looseness. Also check for any free play that might be in the angle joint. Check the chain wheel to see that it spins freely. Check the chain wheel bearings for any excessive play. Engage the system and check for any air leaks. If the vehicle is equipped with the ONSPOT supplied auxiliary 12-volt air compressor kit, the air tank should be drained periodically and on a daily basis during the winter season. During the summer season, the chain wheels should be removed to prolong the life of the arm bearings. Remove the chain wheel nut and simply slide the chain wheel off the bolt. Check the chain wheel spacer placement to ensure that the chain wheels are reinstalled in the correct position. Remove the mounting bolts and spacers and store them with the chain wheels. The chain wheels should be marked driver and passenger side along with the unit number of the vehicle. Once the chain wheels are removed, the wire from the dashboard switch to the solenoid should be disconnected by either pulling it off the dash switch or by removing the inline fuse. After reinstalling the chain wheels, check the contact of the chain wheel against the tire. The chain wheel should contact the tire at the tire bulge. The chain wheel should contact the tire at the tire center line. The pitch of the chain wheel should be 0 degrees or horizontal with the ground when viewed from the side. The operating angle of the chain wheel should be 8 to 15 degrees. Check the tension of the chain wheel against the tire by pulling on the wheel with a fish scale. It should require a minimum of 20 pounds of effort to pull the chain wheel away from the tire sidewall. This video segment described the proper maintenance procedures for the ONSPOT automatic tire change system. For further information, you can refer to the plastic operation and maintenance card supplied with each system. If needed, replacement parts can be found in the ONSPOT parts book, and parts can be purchased from your local ONSPOT dealer or by calling ONSPOT of North America at 1-800-224-2467.